Hey everybody, what's going on? It's John out here on the farm. It's Saturday evening. It's Thanksgiving's here in a few days, so boy, it's a gorgeous day. Just got some vegetables put out. We got a little bit of rain last night, which is good because we got some fires going on over in West Virginia, and I think, out a little bit west of here, still in Virginia, there's some fires going on. So smokes, actually it's pretty clear here today. It's been hazy. Anyway, come out here this morning, was doing waters, and there's something to be said for dressing for the weather and the conditions, but I ain't the smartest person out there. So of course I had my Crocs on, and I didn't have them in four-wheel drive. Got done filling these waters up, and it was kind of wet and slick through here, so I negotiated around these big old piles of cow poop here, and got right over here, and there's this little bit of grass, this little mound right here sticking up. I stepped on that, almost twisted my ankle and slipped, and like the juggernaut, I got the momentum going, and it's a pretty good downhill here. I don't know if the camera does it justice, but right into this fence. And lucky for me, I spent my childhood watching ninja movies, and I still got cat-like reflexes these days because I come off of that wire, didn't even get shocked. I was surprised and impressed all at the same time, but it don't take much. If that's the only excitement I have for a while here on the farm, I'll take it. But yeah, there's something to be said for making sure you got the right shoes on and for the conditions. And it was in the 40s, so far from freezing. I'm out here in shorts. I still got my Crocs on, but I got them in four-wheel drive now. See, I got the strap back. Anyway, cows are up. Mama's drinking Meriwether. I don't know why I call her Mama, but I do. Meriwether's having some pig water, which is fresh. And another thing that's fresh is all the pigs are here. So I still got these two borrows, this one here and his brother over there, that keep getting out. Now the other morning, I had to come out and tend the farm. And once again, it was in what I thought was in the 40s. I thought it was pleasant out, and the hose was froze, all kinds of stuff. So I had to go back up to the house and tooled around for a bit, came back out, finally got the water flowing, and found one of my borrows out here. This little stinker right here, he was tore to shreds. Had a big old rip in his ear and blood all over him. Now I don't know which one officially got a hold of him, but I'm pretty sure it was Popcorn. He had a little blood on the side of his face, but he wasn't the only one. There was several pigs that had rubbed up against him because I'd already thrown them some food, and he had got blood all over everybody. It looked like something out of that Hannibal movie going on out here. He seems to be fine now, but it cracks me up. Odin, he's like the gentlest pig. He's a mutt, and so is Popcorn. Popcorn's probably twice his size. I mean, Popcorn's a big old pig. He's probably 300 pounds easy. Boy, he looks tasty. Ain't that right, buddy? Yeah, every time I look at you, I just think, man, do we have enough freezer space? Meriwether's been good, though. Charming, he's up there having him some pig vegetables. He's, I guess, discovered tomatoes. Now, Meriwether had her apple the other night, and I thought she was going to start dancing. I ain't never seen a cow look that happy. Work's been so busy, I can't hardly keep up with everything I got going on. So anyway, just thought I'd come out here and show y'all some pigs, and I'm still working on the stair project. I mean, it's done for the most part. I'm putting a light in. I'm working on that now, but it's nice to be able to come out here and just hang out with them. The bugs ain't all over you, not sweating your behind off. What have y'all done dug up here? Look at this. That's a big old hunk of metal. Ain't no telling what that's off of. Get that right, buddy. That's what them pigs are good for. Why don't you eat that onion? Pigs don't like onions either. Well, it is Sunday evening here on the farm, and I just got done feeding, watering everybody. Charming's still sitting here, enjoying his groceries. Just dumped some cattle cubes. Now we feed them big old pellet. They seem to like these. They do pretty well on it. I still got that protein tub over here I need to get back out for them. It's getting to be that time of year, and I need to get them another mineral block. Meriwether's over there eating on the fence. We got her feed bucket hanging off just a little snap there, this whole fence. I'm waiting for her to rip it down. I mean, it serves its purpose for now. All right, so we were talking earlier today about breeding these sows. Now, every sow, save one in this paddock, has farrowed at least one litter. Most of them have farrowed two. The ginger and black back there, and Shirley, she's in there because she kept getting out. And she has yet to farrow. So I know she was bred, and I know she was bred by a viable boar. And so we're going to see. If she doesn't take this time, we'll have to make a decision on her, what her future is here on the farm, because she ain't hanging around for her good looks, that's for sure. So we're looking at putting one of our unproven boars in this paddock with these girls. Now, it can't be Forrest, because Forrest mom's Lemon, and it can't be a couple of the others because their moms are in there as well. So we're looking at potentially putting Goose in here, but we may split this paddock in two and have two sows on one side and then two sows on the other, and start Goose in one for maybe a month and then move him over to the other one, and then just back and forth until we're sure all the sows have been bred. And then for this crew out here, we'll probably put Forrest in with them. So there's two moms out here that have farrowed. Juliet's had 4 or 5 litters, and Sweet Caroline farrowed her first litter, which was a good one. A lot of these are borrows, but we do have some immature sows out here. I won't say they're gilts at this point. I think they're all a year old. And I know a couple of them snuck into the boar paddock and were bred, but it doesn't look like they took. I'm keeping my eye on one. So we'll have to see how that shakes out. Of course, Meriwether, I'd love to get her bred. But that's going to be a larger evolution. We're contemplating a bull. but I'm not quite sure we want to take that step. So anyway, we're starting to look at what our breeding pairs are going to be. So what we don't want to do is breed too many sows at one time, because I really don't want to have 5 or 6 sows farrowing at the same time. Even though I'm pretty confident all my sows that have farrowed, there's no issues. So they would do just fine farrowing on their own. But it's still, you know, we only have so much space. I like to separate them. Could they farrow out here on the pasture and be okay? They would probably be perfectly fine. I like to keep the piglets and moms separated from other farrowing sows and their piglets. A piglet that's a day older than another piglet litter can completely run over and latch on the mom and get all the colostrum, and you know, it just have problems from there. After the piglets are born, they've been on mom, they've got their colostrum, got everything passed to them that needs to get passed to them. Through that process, you can pretty much combine your sows and piglets, and they'll probably just nurse on whoever's laying down, and the sows seem to do pretty well with spreading the wealth. Do I normally do that? No, I don't. But if we had too many pigs farrow at one time, it would be something that we'd have to look at. I've had piglets a couple weeks old out on the pasture with other pigs and boars, and the boars are nothing more than curious. But we'll try to manage it as best we can so we don't have too many sows farrowing at one time. So we did downsize a pretty good bit this year. Yeah, we'll get some piglets on the ground. We did downsize this year, about 15 pigs, I think. Maybe a little bit more than that. I think I had the most at one point was 50 pigs, and I'm down to 34. I don't know, I really need to count them. They're all here right now, which is good. So yeah, I don't think we want to get too crazy. The bottom's pretty much falling out of the cooney market. People pretty much want you to give them away. And it's only going to get worse. I mean, the economy's not getting any better. Cost of living is not going down. Our input costs are not going down. Folks who buy feed through something like Tractor Supply, over the last 2 years, I've seen the price of that pig feed almost double. So it went from like $13 a bag. I think the last time I looked there, it was $26 a bag. I mean, I'm buying 10 bags every time I go to the co-op. You know, that's I mean, you can do the simple math there, 260 bucks. Man, I mean, I'd be out of the pig business if I was buying my feed at Tractor Supply. So I'm getting it for around $13 a bag, between $13 and $14 a bag at the co-op. I remember when I was getting it for $6 or $7 a bag. Anyway, input prices, costs are not going down. You know, times are just tough, and people want pigs, but they don't want to pay for them. I mean, we did not breed for fall litters this year. We did not put any pigs on the ground after Sweet Caroline's litter, just because, one, I didn't want to have to feed them through the winter, and you know, there's just not a market for them. I mean, I feel for folks, you know, wanting pigs, wanting to get started. It's not something where you can you know, ask a farmer to give up his livelihood to support you. I mean, you're going to have to get some skin in the game, and unfortunately that skin comes in the form of dollars. You know, if you're still looking at getting into homesteading, you know, I would say at this point, season has passed. Spend the winter doing your homework, getting your infrastructure set up, and come next spring, be ready to pull the trigger and get the livestock that you're wanting to go for. Don't try to get, you know, chickens and goats and pigs and all at one time. And I'm going to tell you not to do it. It just complicates things. So, but yeah, if you're looking for coonies, there's plenty of them out there. And once again, people are mixing them with everything under the sun. If you're wanting coonies and you're just wanting to raise them for homesteading use, like this sow right here, she'd be perfect as a homesteading pig. She's yet to farrow, so she'll be getting bred for the first time this year. But somebody who's wanting to get into coonies, I mean, I would sell you this pig for a pretty reasonable price, in my opinion. And you can take her, and she'll produce little bacon bits. So she's a Jenny bloodline, which means, you know, they're normally good moms, good farrowing characteristics. She doesn't have wattles, and that turns a lot of people off. But she's got good jowls on her. But you could take a pig like that and get a boar and produce, you know, you could produce your own pork on the farm for a long time. Not only that, you know, with Kunes being a lard breed, you could get, you know, the lard and all the goodness that comes from that. If you're into cooking and baking and all that good stuff. You know, same thing with Sweet Caroline here. You know, she had a good litter of piglets. I'm looking forward to breeding her again. But, you know, don't be afraid to get a piglet that is not show quality if you're just looking to do homesteading. But a lot of people, you know, pay a lot of money for one of these pigs, and they're like, well, I got to recoup my money. I'm going to become a breeder. And the market right now is pretty saturated. Doesn't mean there's not opportunity. You know, it's just finding buyers that are willing to pay what you want for your pigs, which is easier said than done, I guess. But yeah, now's the time of year to be contemplating fence and shelter and water and all those things you need before you bring an animal home, and getting all that set up so when you do bring that critter home, it's cutting them loose and getting to know them and enjoying them. I tell you, I dumped apples back up here the other day, and they went rolling down the hill. Some of them stayed with those girls, and some of them got through the fence, landed out here, and some of them went all the way down. It was fun watching these weirdos get out here and get after some apples. It's always fun to see one running around with an apple in its mouth. And you know, you just imagine that classic roasting pig with the apple in its mouth.